Hey guys, good morning. Thanks for joining me. You may need to have watched the devotion from yesterday because I spoke about the 7 things that God hates. And I only covered 5 of them. I thought I covered them all, but then afterwards I looked at my notes and I thought, no, I've missed 2. So let me sneak them in quickly. They really are interesting and very important. The one that I missed was the 5th one, feet that are quick to rush to evil. God hates that. Now, if you live in Africa, we have an animal called a hyena, and the hyena is a scavenger. He doesn't want to kill anything himself. He's too darn lazy to do that. If he really gets to a position to be able to bully some animal to kill it, he will do that. But he lives off the scrounges and the scavenging of other dead animals. He's intimidating because they hunt in packs, and they drive the original killer or the original hunter away so they can have his carcass. And how tragic is that? I don't know. Have you seen people like this in life? They wait for a tragedy to happen in somebody's life, and boy, do they feed off that. Not just one of them, but they call all their multi-feeders as well. Everybody who hasn't got enough courage to stand up and support them and help them get back on their feet, they stand on the outside in numbers, criticizing them, judging them, pushing them, and bad-mouthing them. And if you've ever been close to a hyena, you'll know its breath stinks. And we spoke about this yesterday. Hyenas have stinking breath because they live off the remnants of people's failures. Apply that. I think it's a great picture to something that God hates. And then the 7th thing that God hates was the one, a false witness who breathes out lies. We touched on that one. And this is the 7th one, is the one who sows discord among his brothers. So discord amongst his brothers. More churches have been devastated by this than probably anything else. Some man, woman will come in and see a group of united people, join that group on the pretense of buying in, and then will be the secret agent inside that Satan has sent to cast a discord. And discord is not total lies. Discord can be half-truths. Did you hear what so-and-so said the other day? Oh, my word. I don't know what he really meant, but did you hear? Did you see what she was wearing when we were at the party the other night? Did you see how she drove her car? Do you see? And they sow discord, and all they do, I like the word sow, because they're sowing seeds of doubt. They're not saying categorically this or categorically that. They just sow seeds of doubt. Man, have I suffered at the hands of people who've sown seeds of doubt into my ministry, into my life, and I get angry about it. I have to go for some therapy to get over this stuff. They're telling what we recorded truths. They pick up a little innuendo and say, oh, do you know what Trevor said? And meanwhile, that's not what was said at all. It may be the words, but the context sets the pattern or the meaning of the words, and they sow discord amongst the brethren. People, if that is you, please stop it. Stop it. This is not fair on anybody. It's not good for the kingdom. And might I remind you, of all the 7 things that God hated the most in that list, this is the most. So for goodness sake, clean up your act. Talk positive about people. Build people up. Don't break people down. Don't run around looking over things of things that you can find to tell half-truths about. It's a miserable place to be. So God's picture is a terrible one of a human being who simply has fallen into temptation. So as much as we have an ugly picture before us, let me cheer you up a little bit here. A tragic person is a result of one who falls into temptation. But note this, that temptation is not the sin. The temptation is just a response to the test from the sin. You know, when we have these tragedies happen in our lives, we're tempted to think certain things of God, maybe certain things about the Bible, maybe certain things about people. And that temptation is what comes out of us having a wrong perception, of developing a cynical, sarcastic, non-believing attitude about things like God. Garden of Eden is a typical example of falling into temptation. Temptation doesn't come, you fall into it. And when Adam and Eve listened to the serpent in the garden and he beguiled them, he was painting a picture of something that was really good. And he created in them, Adam and Eve, a sense of discontent. he just sowed a seed. He said, God, are you really sure that God said that stuff? Are you really sure he didn't, he really meant that you can't eat from that tree? I'm not so sure that's really what he meant. Maybe you need to just check that thing out, leaving Adam and Eve at a point of a half truth, or in fact for him it ended up being a total lie. But here they were saying, wow, have we been conned? Is God hiding something from us? And they had this temptation to think that God was not giving them everything that there was. That was the test. And then the temptation came because they didn't pass the test. If they just laughed at Satan and said, oh, Satan, it can't get better than the Garden of Eden. We get to walk with God in this beautiful garden every day. This is just the most amazing, amazing thing. Satan, you're bull dusting, you're lying to us. Get the heck out of here. And Satan would have turned and run. But sadly, they listened to him at the point of the trial. The trial became a test that they didn't pass, and they failed at the point of it becoming a temptation, and it was a response to the test. And we sit now with the consequence of that bad day. It wasn't just them. Now it's a pattern for us to live by as well. We need to stand against it, recognize it for what it is, and nip it in the bud. We'll talk some more about that next time. Bye-bye, guys.